I would like to introduce myself. I'm Kevin Fabian Santiago Bonora, a student of FEME, and of the subject of English culture we will talk about the following work that in general terms refers to the technological impact of English culture in the world. On the first slide we have the introduction that says that English culture has been the cradle of modernity since the inventions and contributions that arise have had a very great impact on the world. That is why it stands out as one of the most influential countries, apart from the fact that the qualities of its citizens make the country consider itself as a worker since they seek innovation. As we can see in this slide, an invention that revolutionized the world was the fuel cell. In 1956, the British engineer Francis Thomas Bacon manufactured a stationary 5 kilowatt cell that fit a welding machine. This is where the company was based, Pratt and Whitney, to produce electricity, drinking water, and oxygen from hydrogen for a space situation. Following this, the first proton exchange membrane fuel cell was created for NASA Gemini's spacecraft. The fuel cell is an electrochemical energy conversion device, very similar to a battery, but designed to allow the continuous replacement of consumed reagents. Typical reagents used in a fuel cell are hydrogen and oxygen. This invention has many benefits because it doesn't pollute. These slides show that drones, although not the invention of the British, are discovering many uses for them that attract the attention of the whole world. For example, the UK government authorized Amazon to start testing the delivery of packages using drones, which is known as Amazon Prime Air. They has a clear intention to launch in the English country a delivery service with unmanned aircraft, and that orders reach customers in half an hour. There are still related issues in the air, especially in terms of safety and legality, but the first tests have already been done and progress is a reality. This is one of the contributions that I personally consider most important, since it was the first country to have the world's first embryonic stem cell bank, destined to advance a controversial scientific investigation that offers hope for the treatment of incurable disease. All this thanks to the support of the government. There are still controversies in some points, but it is not very relevant because its objective is to create new tissues from stem cells to be used in the future in the treatment of diseases such as Alzheimer, Parkinson, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, or muscular dystrophy. Much research remains to be done in this area as they are pioneers. When it comes to fingerprinting, the UK has taken a different path by creating a chip which is implemented in credit cards to allow its customers to have more security in any unwanted case that may exist. Therefore, the card equipped with biometric technology detects the fingerprint in less than a second to verify the identity of the owner and complete the payment. This system uses contactless technology, which allows to operate in ATMs and pay operations without having to introduce the cards in the corresponding reader. As we all know today, communication with mobile phones is very important, but this will not be possible without the invention of the British Alexander Graham Bell. He was born in Edinburgh and was fascinated with speech and our ability to hear. This led him to experiment with ways to transmit sounds electrically. So when he lived in Canada, he developed a receiver that converted the electricity into sounds, but he went down in history when he made his first telephone communication. He told his assistant, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you," who was in another room. To conclude, we can say that English culture has imposed great change and technological and scientific advance, which has prompted other countries to have more ideas and to develop something from the first thing that the English contribute. It can be seen that in all the contributions that were discussed here, all have their origin in the United Kingdom and have served as a starting point for different areas, such as the first stem cell bank, which aims to study cells to compose diseases like Alzheimer. The main factor that influenced the advance made by English culture is that its citizens have the desire to develop things, as well as the support and investment of the government to be able to dedicate resources to the search for innovations. Wherein these, there are many benefits which are very varied. Since it ranges from having better communication, improvements in certain systems to being able to have more health due to the detailed analysis of the human body with the help of increasingly advanced devices. I can say that English culture has made very great change in the world. It has allowed other countries to have the desire to compete in development and all together help to a greater technological advance. Finally, we have the page where we have reading the reference of this work in which we can appreciate the source of information, and this is all for the this presentation. Thank you for your attention.